Fortnite Star Wars season is officially here, and today you'll make the choice of Jedi or Sith. From flying around X-Wings to new weapons, locations, when the live event is, and so much more, here is everything you need to know. So the most important thing is that today is just the first phase of the new season. Right now we are in Imperial Takeover, and from the name, you could already guess what that means. The entire island has been captured by the Empire. I mean, all you have to do is look up. There are Star Destroyers and the Death Star ominously waiting in the sky, but it's not the coolest way Star Wars has made its presence known, because the entire loot pool just changed. Every single weapon you know and love has vanished, totally replaced by a completely fresh Star Wars loadout. The season is basically Battlefront 2 now, and for the first time ever, it means all weapons in the game have unlimited ammo. And so if you want the greatest blaster of them all, head to one of our new POIs, the First Order base. When you land, you'll immediately hear the music of the new trilogy, the familiar sounds of alarms in the background, and find Captain Phasma. She's a part of the brand new LEGO Pass, and you'll instantly get her if you have the Fortnite crew. She's here protecting her base from any outsiders, which also includes you, so of course you'll be attacked on sight for a pretty easy battle. I will say the only thing you gotta watch out for are Phasma's thermal imploders. She throws these at you constantly, and they're one of the brand new grenades in Season 3. Once you avoid these and blast Phasma down, she'll drop a medallion. This improves all of your blasters with a faster cooldown and more shots before you overheat, which is an insane combo to have with her mythic blaster. Yeah, she has a super fast F11, which is one of the brand new weapons in Season 3. It's pretty good on its own, but Phasma's mythic is the gun to grab if you prefer ARs. But it's not just guns Fortnite's throwing at us. There are brand new ways to fly, and it's the first time we've ever got Star Wars themed vehicles, of course starting with TIE fighters. You can find these at the First Order base and another Imperial POI, which I'll talk about later, but once you've hopped inside, it feels amazing. It's been a long time since we had a spaceship on the map, and honestly, hearing one of these flying towards you is extremely terrifying.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Now don't worry, honestly, they're pretty balanced. I mean, sure, you can destroy people from the sky, but they're also really easy to shoot down, which means you gotta be a skilled pilot to dominate with one of these. So like I said, the entire loot pool has been removed, but that also means Fortnite is bringing us brand new shotties, snipers, and SMGs to make up for it. Our latest is the BARM ST12 Scatter Blaster. A bit of a mouthful, but here's a fun tip. If it says scatter, it's a shotty. The BARM is more inspired by the TAC, so you can keep blasting quite often, although it does a lot less damage per shot, whereas the ACP Scatter Blaster is inspired by a classic pump. Crazy to say there's a Star Wars pump, but this means it deals way more damage per shot. Obviously, you just don't fire as quickly. So you've seen how the First Order have been taking over. Now let's check in with the Rebels. They're also on the map in the top left with the Resistance Base POI. Obviously, no one here is going to be hostile to you because they're the good guys, which means you'll find an NPC here instead of a boss. That NPC is none other than Poe Dameron, who just like Captain Phasma is a brand new outfit for Season 3. He's included in the main battle pass, and sadly, he doesn't have BB-8 alongside him, but fans are happy regardless. If you talk to him, you could ask about his story, get quests, and learn about flight lessons. In fact, Hope and Jones are both here too, probably to continue the hidden storyline of Chapter 5. But what is the coolest thing you can find at the Resistance base? X-Wings. Just like TIE fighters, these are very similar to Stormwings from Chapter 1, and now both of these vehicles are in the game. You can literally have Star Wars themed dogfights and just blast each other out of the sky. While flying around in both the X-Wings and TIE fighters, you'll also hear Star Wars music in your ear, you know, just to get you in the mood. And while these may look like one-person cockpits, you could actually grab 3 friends and let them stand on the roof or the wings. The TIE fighter only lets 1 friend jump on though, so make sure you pick the right one when flying around with your team. Now let's head back to the Resistance base. You can speak to Poe Dameron for a CR2 blaster, which is one of the new heavy SMGs this season. What I'm trying to say is, if you love spray and pray, this is the weapon for you. It is actually the only SMG in the whole update, so you're kind of limited for choice. If you like weapons with scopes, there are plenty of them in Season 3. This is the A280 CFE blaster, and you know, the code names are gonna take some time to learn, but it's essentially a long to medium range blaster. It's got a pretty cool scope on it and feels similar to a scoped assault rifle or something, but the coolest part is how you could secretly get a really overpowered version of this gun. Fletcher Kane and his banks may be gone this season, but his train is more powerful than ever. If you take it over and loot the train chest, you'll get the enhanced mythic version of the A280, which has a much faster fire rate. Maybe you prefer longer distances though, and that's where Season 3's sniper rifle comes in. This is the IQA-11 Marksman, and it's the best weapon to pick up if you're looking to satisfy that feeling of the classic sniper. I will say it has a faster rate than something like a bolt action, and the damage, it's really not that great, but you do get unlimited ammo, so it's a pretty fair trade. And did you know, you can straight up go to a secret NPC on the island to get a mythic version of this gun. That's right, on a random hill on the map, General Grievous is here scouting the island. He is the official secret skin of Season 3. That means you're gonna have to wait a little longer to play as him, but at least he can reward us for now. By accepting his quest, you can bring a lightsaber back to him, and he'll trade it for a mythic marksman rifle, guaranteeing you have the best sniper in the whole lobby. And yeah, this means lightsabers are back in Fortnite. This was to be expected, and while they're sadly not pickaxes, they have received some cool updates. Like before, holding a saber will let you sprint faster, double jump, and give you immunity to fall damage. To get them, you can speak to a hologram of Rey, who will teleport you to the island where she discovered Luke Skywalker. Once you return, you'll be given a blue saber and the Force Push ability. Or, if you head to this rift gate, you'll find Emperor Palpatine instead. He's our tier 50 outfit of the Battle Pass, who's also the main character of Season 3. Once you've entered his portal, you'll be given a red lightsaber and Palpatine's iconic power, Force Lightning. Now don't forget, you only get these Force abilities through training, which means if you pick up someone else's saber, you don't get their powers. They are tied to you and you only. Now there is a third secret way to get your hands on a lightsaber, and it involves heading to another new POI, Vader's Samurai Solitude. He has completely taken over Shogun Solitude from last season and turned it into an Imperial fortress. This means you'll encounter tons of roadblocks on the journey towards here, and can either fight your way through or just use phone booths to disguise yourself as a stormtrooper and just sneak right past. Once you've gained access to the fortress itself, there are samurai stormtroopers everywhere protecting the boss, Samurai Darth Vader. Fighting this guy is way harder than Phasma, but the reward is cooler than ever. Once you've taken him down, you get a different red colored lightsaber, and by far the coolest force power of all, the Saber Throw. If you played Fortnite in previous May 4th events, you'll know exactly how overpowered this could be, and it makes fighting Samurai Vader just totally worth it. Just make sure you have the best loadout when dueling him. I suggest picking up the DLT-19 blaster rifle. It's a new mix between an AR and an SMG, which is pretty good at blasting enemies without getting too close for comfort. Maybe you want something you're familiar with. Well, I have good news. As you know, the F-11 is back, but it's not the only classic Star Wars gun returning. The DC-15 is here, which packs a punch if you're accurate enough. We also couldn't have this season without the iconic E-11 coming back. Of course, this is just the Imperial version of the F-11, but hey, if you love nostalgia, this one's for you. And on the topic of nostalgia, make sure to head to the bottom right of the map for the coolest POI of all, the Outpost Enclave. I know it's a pretty generic name, but trust me when I tell you this place is amazing. It is actually based on Mos Eisley, which means you'll find an entire desert biome here along with the whole town. Just outside, it's also pretty hard to miss the giant sand crawler parked up. There's zip lines everywhere, letting you get a vantage point, and plenty of loot hidden inside. If only there were Jawas running around. And you can't have Mos Eisley without the iconic cantina. Yeah, you can walk in here and feel just like Han Solo, but if you want to enhance that experience, make sure to pick up the DL-44. That's right, it's Return to the Loot Pool. This is Han Solo's own blaster rifle, and even the animations recreate the way he holds it in the films. Pretty awesome. But now I've shown you all of the new Star Wars characters appearing in the Battle Pass, from Palpatine to Grievous and Phasma, but what about the original skins? Well, the two remaining outfits you'll get in the mini pass, they're pretty controversial. The first is Apprentice Evie, who fans are happy about because she has both a Jedi and a Sith variant, and I mean, come on, it literally lets you choose which side of the Force you want to rep. Then we have Wookiee Team Leader, and I mean, just one look at her and you see why fans think someone else deserved this Battle Pass slot. If you want to make this even more cursed, tonight the Wookiee feet are dropping as kicks in the shop, but they're not the only Star Wars cosmetics. In fact, Epic are teaming up with Crocs tonight to give us exclusive Grogu and Chewbacca shoes for the season. And we're also getting a Star Wars themed Porsche. The infamous 911 GT3 RS is coming to Fortnite today, and it's gonna have an insane amount of decals included for all of your favorite Star Wars characters. So if that's your vibe, there you go. Whether you drive, blast, or fly your way to the end of a match, you'll eventually achieve your own victory royale and get the brand new umbrella. Of course, it is perfectly themed, giving you the Death Star to glide down on. Compete in cups during the Season 2, and you'll even unlock the ranked versions. There's also some new packs you're able to pick up soon, but they're not Star Wars themed. Instead, it's Marika headlining the new BR pack with her back bling pickaxe and 600 V-Bucks. There will also be a new one for Save the World, this time giving us Sarah as a skin from the mode after 7 years. But also, right now you can jump into the Star Wars Island and watch the first 2 episodes of a brand new show premiering inside of Fortnite. Complete the experience and you'll be rewarded the Asajj Ventress loading screen, so maybe this is hinting at her skin coming soon. Now, here is a very unexpected surprise. It won't be a year until we get our next mini-season, because it's actually happening this chapter. It's been discovered that Galactic Battle is simply called Chapter 6 Mini-Season 1, meaning it's very likely we'll see another one before the end of the year. What could be our second mini-season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.